Good morning, everyone. Today is a real big day for our organization, as we do periodically have meetings with the director. Gary Moore, it was once per year. He was always willing to meet with us and discuss some of our concerns from the inmate population. Now we have a new director. Our first meeting did not go as well as we thought. So I'm hoping it will go a little bit better today. We have 12 questions we're going to ask, and I'll read them off to you. And of course, if you have future questions in the future, please let us know. Okay, number one is, why don't the prisoners have immediate direct access to legal information without having to kite for the law library? Is that something that can be done through JPay? Number two, why is it not mandatory for all correction officers to take and pass psychological exams, because they do respond in a punishment fashion instead of seeking reasonable resolutions? Three, would it be possible to house the old law prisoners together to cause less conflict? Four, why is every parole denial given to the nature of crime? In definition, that's double jeopardy. The nature of the crime was never changed. Okay, 5. Why aren't the parole hearings recorded? Number 6. On the ODRC website, it says the primary statutory duties of the hearing officers are to assess all inmate sentences after July 1st, 1996. What about the one sentence before this date? 7. Why isn't the parole board more transparent and diverse with their members? 8. Are the juvenile offenders that are bound over as adults given any type of integration into the adult system? 9. Would it be possible to adopt and distribute more thought-provoking programs and workshops? The programs that are offered are direct to toss ideas around instead of teaching to apply these ideas in their lives. 10. How would a prison go about introducing a program into the prison system, such as programs to keep the prisoner in touch with their children, which extremely is important? 11. Why are the visitors not treated with respect or courtesy when they come to visit? They're being treated just like prisoners. 12. Would it be possible to make the education department in every ODRC institution available to anyone who requests further their education? We should say, maybe even go a little bit further than that and say, instead of waiting 5 years to the parole board or 5 years to your release date, you should be able to start your education as soon as possible. It's a system that somewhat is set up for failure. Look at some of the policies they have, the programs especially. They took out a Marion correction under this new ward. In the past, under Warden Christine Money, Maggie Beetler, and Jason Bunnings, all 3 Christian wardens, the least amount of fights in the state of Ohio. More pros were coming out of that institution. Now it's the opposite, which is very alarming. They're averaging a couple fights a day. I seen 1 fight in 10 years that I was at Marion. Now, I'm not saying they haven't been anymore, but it was very few and far between. So we had to not necessarily crack the whip, but we had to let them know our expectations and see what common ground they're willing to meet us. We're not willing to meet them even halfway if any abuse is involved in it. It's going to have to go with the respect and dignity that all humans deserve. Then we also have a meeting with our sponsor today, which I'm very pleased. Well, actually, it'll be Michaela, our sponsor's legislative aid. That'll be earlier today. And as most of you have been aware, we're going to be featuring inmates on Voices of Reform from now on. Sunday will be Voices of Reform on Facebook. Thursdays will be Voices of Reform on YouTube under the Fair Treatment Reform and Reentry channel. So if you have a loved one that you would like to feature, please contact Bobby Carr, our secretary, and she'll put you on the schedule. I think we're booked the next 4 or 5 weeks. But yesterday we had Joseph Gorman, Bobby's husband. Very, very good job he did. He couldn't hear us too well, and it has to be the phones because in Lucasville they usually do have trouble hearing people. So we're going to do another one with him on YouTube coming up as well. So we just got to keep it moving, and we got to continue to fight in the right directions. And any drama that you hear or gossip, please push away from it. We're not about that. We're not about talking about people. And when people say, I did this or I did this, remember this. It's not I, it's we. And that's one thing that has always aggravated me is when people would say I. That means they're a whole team by themselves. And they're not. Because you have to have an army to win this battle right now. And if we don't stay intact, how we're going to have a chance? We're not. So we just have to, keep going forward. We will keep people posted tonight on how everything went. If you're able to make a small donation of any amount, please do it through our website at www.fairtreatmentreformandreentry.org. Again, that is www.fairtreatmentreformandreentry.org. Or feel free to email us at fairtreatmentreform@gmail.com, or you can email our president at fairtreatmentreform.gina, JEANNA, @gmail.com. Our number is 614-404-4924. Thank you, everyone.